there's a like some YouTube channels that make like virtual like versions of like rides of like they'll do like a Ghostbusters like theme park ride or something, and it actually seems like this would be really cool if they really built this. So they'll do it like all just like 3D animation. The reason I found those because I was trying to create virtual versions of rides for my kids because we had this cardboard box that we just cut a hole out and they sit in it, and we put a little TV like next to it, like like a little monitor.
It's time for the Cinemassacre podcast. And now, the hosts with the most, James, Kieran, Justin, and this badass guest.
But first, a message from today's sponsor.
It came from the internet.
Sleek slabs of magic alloys ritualistically bound together.
By the necromancers at Ridge Wallets. Pack up to 12 cards in a variety of 30 styles and colors, like the tropical aluminum wallet. Say aloha to the state-of-the-art blending of high-tech metals and hibiscus flower prints. And I mean aloha as in hello, not goodbye. I know it means both greetings. The wallet is awesome, so hello wallet, I'm glad you're here.
We really love it, but apparently so do 40,000 others.
It even has a lifetime warranty and a 45-day test drive in your pocket.
They have other products too, like the titanium bottle opener. Got a stubborn beer bottle? Use the opening power of grade 5 stonewashed titanium. Think that's overkill? Who do you think you are? This thing can also be used as a wrench and it's wallet-sized.
Head on over to ridge.com/Cinemassacre and use code Cinemassacre for 10% off your order. And if for some reason you want to hang out with me and Kieran, we will be in Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut in a few weeks for Retro World Expo. Retro World Expo is Connecticut's premier retro video game convention. And we'll be there with a few guests. A lot of cool people are going to be there. And that is November 6th to the 7th at the Connecticut Convention Center in beautiful Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
And now we'll start the actual episode. James?
Welcome back to the Cinemassacre podcast. It's the last day of Too Many Games. It's the Sunday. We just filmed a podcast with Doug, and now we're filming one with Brad right here. How you doing, Brad?
Good, man. You guys feeling it too? Like a little tired last day of the convention?
Yes.
Oh. Same. That tightness right here and everything. Yeah. Actually, I might be having a heart attack. That could be what that is.
Yeah, it might be a hypertension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and in between the last two podcasts, there was whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fuck you guys.
A little Glenlivet 18.
It's good stuff.
I had a couple beers, but
a couple.
Just a couple.
Okay.
That is the Yards Level Up beer. Tropical IPA. It's pretty good.
Well, we got a podcast beer for you today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Brad, was this also your first convention back, like since pre-pandemic?
No, I had done a couple. The first one I did back was July, and it was the Exotica Expo. So it was the porn con.
I
best one to go back
Exotica.
to.
Yeah,
have you ever seen our video
I know
there?
That's fucking
no,
weird
I
to
didn't.
say, but
so we did this whole YouTube show, and we went there and we filmed it, and we ran around asking questions that had nothing to do. Like, hey, what do you think about the new Star Wars movie? What do you think J.J. Abrams is gonna? This is before 7 came out, and it was. Like, I usually don't toot my own horn, but it was a pretty fucking funny video.
Mm-hmm. I got almost my at the time when I was dating a girl back then. She almost fucking broke up with me because one of the girls there who's like the models. I took a picture with this girl and she like grabbed my wiener and stuff like, oh my God, and it got posted on Facebook, and this was, I'm not anybody but like my
this one is
girlfriend.
off to quite a start.
So yeah, my girlfriend at the time was furious. She flipped a shit on me, and she brought all my video games to GameStop
and sold them.
Dude, no. So she brought them to GameStop and took a picture of her selling them. She didn't sell them though.
Oh my God!
But she brought every single one of my games to GameStop and took a picture of her and the guy and the because I knew the guy who worked at the caster fucking GameStop. But yeah, she flipped out. It was funny.
So Brad,
I'm gonna stop signing autographs with my penis now.
What do? You're the cinema snob. Tell us more about that. It'll be fun.
Oh, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
we're
it
not
is-
very good at introducing
Yeah,
people.
No,
we
it's
just-
okay because
Yeah,
I'm so
right?
tired too. I don't know if I can explain what I do. What is my show? I'm so.
Are you
80
some
It's-
sort of
it's
like
like-
snob about?
I play like a snobby
cinemas?
guy that like talks about exploitation movies.
You ever
and-
get your head? Well, sorry, but if okay, I'm trying to think of an example.
E.T. the porno?
Yeah, like, well, I'll be getting my hair cut sometimes, and it's like, oh, so what do you do? Is this your day off, or whatever? Like, what is it that you do for a job? And then I'm trying to explain myself, and then yeah, I don't know. Do you ever have to just explain what it is you do, and like you don't know how to like?
Sometimes it's easy, like if they kind of got a grasp, really, where it's like, oh, I'm on YouTube and I talk about like some old horror movies, old exploitation flicks, and things like that. It's harder when I'm describing it to my grandmother.
Yeah, like in terms of the haircut scenario,
Yeah.
I usually go like online video marketing, and because that just ends the conversation, but there's little nuggets of truth in there.
Yeah.
I think I've done that. Like, I'm an online videographer.
Yeah.
Like, I got married a few years ago, and my dad was telling me that he was talking to my father-in-law, and my dad was saying to him, going like, I still don't really know what he does for a living. He'll call me and be like, yeah, I watched Tarzan the Ape Man the other day. I guess he did something online about it.
Oh, 1932, the original.
No, I wish. No, the Bo Derek one from 81 with Miles O'Keefe.
Yeah. Yeah, but today we're kind of really backed up on Q&A questions, so I thought we'd chug a few out and
Well, it's
have
because
you
it
here
takes us like 20 hours to answer one question.
Yeah, and I derail every single conversation we ever have.
Oh
in
yeah,
this
it's
show.
about fucking up aliens or
I
whatever it is.
know. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. I just
It might
like
be
to-
the liquor.
And I'm ADHD as hell. So at some point, I'm like, all those VHSs over there. At some point, I'm going to be like, oh, sweet Mac and Me poster you got there, man.
I have a huge Mac and Me collection over there. You should check it out.
Dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, anyway, I think this will be a good conversation that you can derail, Kieran. This is from the almost famous Robbie Brooks at Robbie Laughs. What movie doesn't have a theme park ride but deserves one?
Oh, Caligula, obviously.
the boats.
But yes, it could be like the Carnival pirate ship ride.
Wait, have you ever seen the Caligula, the disco remix of the theme song?
I used that in a movie I directed.
Really?
I directed a movie called Disco, and that's like a trademark of anything I direct somewhere.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
like-
Caligula
it's like,
reference.
we are one.
We are what? The dance version.
Yes.
The dance version of the lyrical theme that even the original's not in the actual movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's a like some YouTube channels that make like virtual like versions of like rides of like they'll do like a Ghostbusters like theme park ride or something, and it actually seems like this would be really cool if they really built this. So they'll do it like all just like 3D animation. The reason I found those because like I was trying to create virtual versions of rides for my kids because we had this cardboard box that we just cut a hole out and they sit in it.
Yeah.
And we put a little TV like next to it, like, like a little monitor. And I would play like, just YouTube videos of like POV, like roller coasters and stuff. A lot of times it's the real thing where it's just it's a camera on.
Do you like shake the box or no?
Yeah, no, I shake the box and stuff, and like if it's going up, then I tilt the box up and stuff.
That's
So I do it.
fucking cool as
Yeah,
shit, dude.
yeah.
The
Oh my
smoke
god.
machine.
Yeah.
And-
Oh, and like you go to the left, and then it steers to the right.
Yeah.
But then we started finding these like ones that weren't like real roller coasters, and there was these like just 3D animations.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, somebody did a Ghostbusters ride, and my kids haven't even seen Ghostbusters, so I have to explain it. Like, oh, this is cool because they made like this. It's like you're going through the library, and then it goes out into like the city, and like it's cool.
That's
yeah.
fun.
You know, it'd be good. Do you remember the movie Explorers, where the kids
Yeah.
with River Phoenix,
Yes,
where they
yeah.
made the tilt-a-whirl into a spaceship? You could probably like rework a tilt-a-whirl and somehow
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
it into a ride of that, or just keep
Yeah.
it the tilt-a-whirl and rename it Explorers
It
the
always
ride.
it makes me think of I'm a big like Rugrats.
Yeah.
When they had the episode with the box and everybody like the whole thing is the dad is trying to build the toys for the kids and he can't figure out how to fucking build this toy for his kids, but every kid plays with the box. It's the kids'
Instead,
carnival.
right.
Yeah, and they play with the box and it's like their imagination and that was something that like as a kid sitting in a fucking box was. I don't know. Was that
Like a
like
cat.
Did you guys do that too? Like
Build a fort, man.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. Yeah.
Gotta get
Just
used to
sit-
these cowboy hats I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, like climbing through boxes.
Yeah,
and,
you're just
and-
waiting
and
like,
all
oh,
that kind of
please,
stuff.
please, when are we going to buy a refrigerator again?
Yes. We couldn't fit in the TV boxes at the
Yeah,
time.
I should have destroyed my grandpa's refrigerator a bunch of times. That way I could get more boxes.
We would line up
don't know.
chairs at school. We would line up a bunch of chairs and make like a tunnel out of them.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
then we'd get
you-
older and get stuck.
Exact stuff like that, where it's like,
Oh, okay, so
analog fun, I suppose.
so aside from Caligula, what movie would you actually want a theme park ride on?
Actually, probably Explorers. I guess that
think
makes
so?
sense
Oh, yeah.
because it's already kind of half built already.
Which park would you want it at? You think like Universal or like I guess it doesn't.
Well,
really
that
matter.
one you could pretty much just put in any carnival. That's where most of the tilt-a-whirls are.
So I'm so mad at Kennywood, which is in western Pennsylvania. They had a Garfield dark ride,
Yeah.
which is frightening, and
Oh my God.
they actually based I think I forgot which way it worked. There was like a DS game, and it was either based on that. It was like Garfield's Nightmare, and I had an idea for an AVGN episode about Garfield games, which we might do one day or never, where he's actually on the ride. The nerd, and I was like, hey, I messaged them first. I'm like, hey, can we film this? And they were like, absolutely not, never. And I'm like, I'm gonna get on there and sneak that footage.
yeah.
Like, you can't stop me, really. But and then fake it, because he'd go to the dark ride and it would be like the Willy Wonka with the lights and like the boat scene and that.
Oh
but
my god, the
Yeah.
fucking boat scene.
and Garfield's kind of funny and it's like a whole thing. I know James likes Garfield growing up and stuff, but yeah, but the ride got taken down. They reconverted it back into like the old
Oh,
miners.
no.
Yeah.
No.
Mind you, there's enough footage of like, because you know how many YouTube channels go like
Yeah.
to theme parks. Like you can look up right now
Yeah.
at this time of night at Disney World, and someone's walking around their hotel after hours, like Disney streamer making money.
You got me on that stupid
It's
shit.
so much
the people
fun.
walking around like Epcot and just filming it.
Isn't that weird? Because before it was so easy to film stuff, you would go through that ride and it was like so magical, and
Now you just watch
take
someone.
like all you have
Oh,
is
yeah.
a memory of it. But then you watch, like you could watch a video of any ride pretty much, and it spoils everything.
Have you
That's
ever
true, too,
seen the videos of people walking through abandoned theme parks? Like
Yeah.
ones that are
Oh,
closed?
yeah, I love
Dude,
those,
I
yeah.
do too, man.
Yeah.
Because some of them, the speakers still work, so there'll be like a voice on there still saying the
yeah.
park
Really?
is closed. Yeah.
Wow.
Like part of Disney World.
Well, who's
that's-
running the electricity? Like, why is
I
it
think it's
still-
on a timer that still works apparently.
Because they might have like emergency lighting that needs to be there.
Oh.
And,
Yeah, because one of them I think was originally part of Disney World, so it might just be on some shared generator
Yeah.
or something, and it just looks like you're watching a post-apocalyptic movie.
See, man, so when I was writing my amusement park horror movie, I was thinking of it's about an abandoned amusement park. So I was trying to think of logistics of like how sound could come out, because there were parts where I wanted there to be like working lights inside the ride or something, and I was just like, oh well, there's no way that the power would just be shut off. It would have to be dark. So the only way you'd see anything, the whole movie would have to be lit with like the characters' flashlights or whatever they're using.
Yeah.
Now that you said that, I'm rewriting that shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We're talking about like the Disney vloggers and stuff. Like I've been there like once this year. I drove down there, and they're just everywhere. So I look up. Okay, I'm in Epcot. Let me find one. Where is he? And you just walk up to him and like get in the shot and just act weird. I was
Yeah.
doing that, and like some of the guys were on the bus, and I was just on YouTube comments like, hey, sitting over here, and just wave at him, and like brought him back to the hotel and just hung out with the Disney vloggers. But
Dude, you're making me think. What's it called? And you got me onto it. You guys ever see Vagrant Holiday?
oh,
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, that guy. He writes.
Surveillance
us.
man.
And he's actually he likes our stuff.
Yeah,
And-
we talk about Black Sabbath and shit.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
Dude,
Oh, yeah?
he basically goes, I'm gonna go to Japan. I'm not gonna spend any money, and I'm gonna just fucking sleep
And camp out,
and
yeah.
wherever.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, oh, I got a fucking like he's like, I'm in I'm in Tokyo, and we got a fucking bushes over here.
He
I'm
got
gonna
fucking
sleep in these bushes.
He got robbed in Mexico. They took his camera.
No way.
Some guys rolled up.
Wait,
and
how
like
recent?
Yo.
like 6 months ago. They rolled up on a machete, and, like rode up on a motorcycle with a machete and took his camera equipment.
Yo, if you've never seen it,
Vagrant Holiday.
it's straight
Like-
up one of the craziest YouTubes I've ever seen in my life.
So basically, he takes a camera. He stows away on like a train, like a
Oh
cargo.
my god, the
like
train
yeah,
one is crazy.
Yeah, like a cargo train, and he's there. And he's got like a walkie-talkie,
Yeah.
so he can listen to the frequency of like the people who are trying to
To
find him,
people
like,
who are,
like the
on the train, like we're gonna burr, and they like
He's like, oh shit,
dude.
they're trying to catch me right now, and then he'll like
He's a
have
fugitive.
To, you have to get off.
Yo,
he
rides a train. He just goes away
he gets
on
like
a train.
on like the bottom of the train, or like he'll find like these spots in it where that you can hide, and so basically it's all about like traveling
and hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And he doesn't
Like-
know the language.
No,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
goes wherever, and he's like, sometimes he's like, oh, I know this person who lives
Yeah.
in this town, and they're gonna like give me a place to stay
But
or whatever.
it's
but
also-
he
it's also
just
funny.
Fucking,
Yeah.
He's funny too because he knows a lot about like retro games and also like heavy metal and stuff. So he's going to like Japan. He's like, not that one. During Gray, that
Oh,
one's good.
yeah,
Oh, that one's
that's
and like,
right.
oh, that game's better in America. Like he knows his shit too. So it's fun to like watch him. Like it's really good.
the Japan one, the place where he goes to that weird island. Did you see that where he goes to the island where there's like a prison?
Oh, that's
That's on the
Zombies.
island.
No,
he
that wasn't
there.
That wasn't Japan. That was the Puget Sound
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Seattle.
What's
He
so
goes-
funny about it is that it sort of comes off like almost like a little bit of a travel guide if you wanted to travel in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
So he's like, because he has this like tone in it where he's like, I don't recommend it.
No,
That's so funny.
He
It's
filmed.
like-
He filmed the fucking Seattle riots a few
That's
months ago.
right.
But
Riot Holiday.
He does it so calm and collective. He's like, yeah, they're destroying this.
it's
That's
straight
like I'm at
up-
Mardi Gras. I'm not sure.
It is it's like what YouTube was made to see, like that kind of shit. Oh my god, yeah. Like we
It's
would
good.
just go to Justin's like during like the pandemic. I would just every Sunday we would go to Justin's house. We would drink a bunch of beer and we'd watch just
Back to back,
marathons of this guy's
Yeah, so
fucking
it's
videos.
like Vagrant Holiday, Disney vlogger.
Yeah, and the
outta
whole
here.
time we're like, I can't believe he's like fucking doing like, oh my god.
Yeah.
When he canoes to this island and it's a prison island,
Yeah.
and he just
He's
is like,
dodging patrols and
there's
stuff.
like people like driving.
Sharks
He's like
and-
he's like in the bushes and stuff, and he's like walking through houses. And there's like this island is a prison island, and he's just in the houses like.
an active prison.
He finds a meth lab at one point. He goes into this house and he's walking around and he finds a legit meth lab. And he's like, "Oh shit, this is meth." And he's just picking it up.
Finds
It's the
a
craziest
duffel bag of $1 million.
It's straight up-
Like, I
it's-
think I should leave this.
Yo, when like YouTube was created and it was like people putting their fucking, vacation videos and their family stuff.
Yeah.
This is like the ultimate art form of YouTube. This guy's videos. You
I'm
gotta
surprised
see.
they haven't taken it down.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Vagrant Holiday. And I really hope to God that if you guys are watching it out there, and please don't like fucking report him or some shit. Because what if they do? People are like, this guy. I
When do
hope
we-
to God we
we
bring
did-
attention and not something weird.
Yeah, when
He's
did we-
straight up one of the greatest YouTubers ever. It's so good.
Yeah, it is really funny. But it's very fascinating too. Like there's an educational
Yeah.
value to this. But when did we talk about him originally?
it was on rental reviews in Truman Show because we're talking about
reached out
filming.
to us.
But
Well,
why? What?
Because we're talking about being like you're being filmed every day in life, and he did this.
Oh.
No,
No, that's right. Because you explained it to
it
me.
wasn't- it wasn't-
And then I said that guy sounds like a total asshole. And then,
And
and that's when he wrote me the first time. He's like, he's like, no. He was like, seriously, no. It's an honor that the nerd called me an asshole. Like, I'm just like, okay.
Really, it probably is.
The surveillance man stuff is interesting too, but
That's what.
But I think that-
surveillance
That's
cameraman.
right. That's right.
but I
Surveillance cameraman is where it
Yeah.
started, right?
yeah.
That's
But
okay.
I think more
Which
people
I
are-
haven't seen. I haven't seen
more,
all
more
this,
people
so-
are tuned off by that than the Vagrant Holiday
So-
stuff because he's just like filming people randomly, like creepily.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the. It's for a point, mind you. He's fucking with regular people, but he's also like going into like the Scientology building. He's like, they're like, "Why are you filming?"
My
He's like,
favorite is when he
"Why
goes to
not?"
the-
Oh, yeah.
It is one of the coolest things I've ever watched in my life. It's like modern art. I don't know.
Oh, it reminds me, there was a sketch. I think John Benjamin did it, where it was like a fake show that was called.
John Benjamin has a van.
What? No, yeah, that show. You remember? It was like a sketch called "You Can't Film Here" or something like "Welcome to our show. You can't film here." So he's like going up to this store, and like the security comes out and says, "Excuse me, sir, you can't film here." And he's, "I know, that's the name of our show."
Yeah.
Like what?
Oh, that's
like,
pretty good.
No, you can't film here. Like I know, that's what the name of our show is called.
Thank you. Yeah. you know, I really liked. Dave Attell's Insomniac.
Oh yeah,
that
I
was
remember
a fun
that.
show.
Yeah, I always wanted to do that, but do Dave Attell's Insomniac at conventions.
Well, we
could,
kind of were doing that back
That's
in the
what I'm
day.
saying. I kind of
We have all been insomniacs these past few nights. So
basically, you know.
But I guess James,
So what was the fan question? I don't remember.
it was what
What was it?
What movie would you like to have a theme park ride?
Oh shit!
Well, we
That's
really
right.
got off track.
And you know what? And I'll also I'll give you, if you don't like a current one, you could update it. Like if you don't like E.T. that much or Back to the Future, what would you want to do with it? Like whatever you want.
Street Fighter the movie.
Street Fighter the movie, the ride.
Street
Fighter the movie, the game, the ride.
We gotta Photoshop that.
Street Fighter the movie, the ride, the game, the underwear.
Because you know what's funny? Because whatever you came up with, it has to have a fucking gift shop at the end.
Oh yeah.
I think Star Trek would be my ride I'd want.
There's no Star Trek ride.
I don't. There might have been one in like France or somewhere weird like that. Well, not weird. France isn't weird, but
Isn't there
like
a
for
Star
a Star
Trek
Trek ride?
experience?
Yes, there was a Star Trek experience. It was a 4D ride, and it was the continuing adventures of the Starship Voyager because it had the Doctor in it, whose picture's right there with the Golden Girls.
Oh yeah,
and some autographs up there. Robert Picardo and Captain Janeway, and it was at the Hilton.
And there's also, by the way, the Mike Matei drawing.
Yeah,
Mike drew you that picture of all the Golden Girls with Robert Picardo for your birthday that year.
Mm-hmm. No, Christmas. It says Merry Christmas on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, it was at the Hilton in Las Vegas, and they closed it in 2009 because they wanted to change the license up because of Star Trek 2009, which ruined the series to where it is today. And back then, like
the new Star Trek gets so much shit on this podcast.
Oh yeah,
It does. I've not seen it.
it sucks.
Everything I see is just people. I feel like I've seen it because I just see so many people shitting on it all the time. I feel like I could maybe answer questions about
I'm
it.
always trying to be like, oh, is it good? I mean, is it okay? Is it how bad is it? Like everybody's like, fuck this shit.
I don't have to see it.
I don't know Star Trek, and I don't give a shit, so I liked it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah, thanks.
That's the thing.
Yeah, great. And then J.J. Abrams went to do Star Wars and fuck that up. Have fun. You like that? Like when all your shit gets fucked?
Yeah, you know what? Not for anything, but everything I love has ever been fucked up. All the G.I. Joe shit. G.I. Joe gets shit on all the time.
You like Snake Eyes, man?
I didn't see the new one. Actually,
I saw it. You're not missing anything.
Wow, we are. So that's the thing. Do you understand? So people are like, why does like you guys need structure, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. So you mentioned Star Trek. We talk about Star Trek, blah, blah, blah. You're like, I mentioned I love G.I. Joe. Snake Eyes. That's why the shit gets derailed. Because everything is a constant branch. It's
Now we'll talk about the Nick Cage Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah.
Well, all right. So we're going back to talking about Star Trek. Back before the internet was the internet it is today, it was hard to get news on certain stuff. So I went to Vegas specifically to go to the Star Trek ride, and they closed a week before I got there. And I was like, oh, fuck. And the last day they did it, they were just giving out props.
Yeah.
Like the giant flags and the board cubes, like whatever you wanted, uniforms, all the stuff. And a lot of it was set dressing stuff from Nemesis and DS9. And they were just handing it out to people. And I'm fucking coming in a week later like,
Sorry, the park's closed. Moose out front should have told you.
So
sounds incredible, though.
So I still want a better Star Trek ride. And my least favorite movie ride is Frozen, just because they killed Maelstrom for it in Epcot. But anyway, which I think we talked about in one of the Monster Madnesses. You brought it up for Troll Hunter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I love that movie. That was great.
It was fun.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like, okay, what movies don't have rides? I don't know. I guess I just start with my favorite movie. It's a mad, 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 mad world. So what would a ride be like that? I guess it would be like just all the different adventures that the characters go on. Like maybe it'd be like the plane scene and you're going around.
That's what I thought. The plane scene.
Yo, the pilot's drunk. All right, here we go. Woo!
What bad could happen to an old fashioned?
That would be fun.
Jim
Like
Balkus.
actually, like if it was like a simulator.
Yeah.
But then I remember that was actually one
Yeah.
of the first things I ever watched on VHS that needed 2 VHS tapes.
You're right. Yeah, like sort of like when Titanic came out. That was like the big one, but like
Titanic was the
Yeah.
other one that was like you needed 2 VHS tapes, but
Yeah.
Mad World was
yeah.
when you rented that from Blockbuster, you had to get 2 VHS tapes.
yeah, that's right.
That's how I first saw it. I love It's a Mad. You know what?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say it, and I know that this is a unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it because we're here.
Oh yeah.
I like it better than fucking Rat Race, and I don't give a shit.
Well,
Yeah,
of
same
course
here.
you'd like it better than Rat Race. Rat
Justin
Race is the
doesn't.
shit. Oh,
I
Justin
disagree.
don't. Justin likes Rat Race better than
It's fun.
Mad World. And I'm like, what?
right.
Sylvester. The fucking
Sylvester?
It kills me. The
Yeah,
woman
oh,
in the
God.
bikini.
I know. Yeah, Barry.
she's just
she's one of the
dancing?
last. She's one of the last people from that movie who's still alive.
Yeah?
I think. Yeah, I think I have to double check. I hope she's not gone. It's like here.
You know,
Please,
I
please.
never thought
It happens
to
before
even
this
look.
airs.
All right.
There's
Okay,
also
we're playing a game right now called Dead or Alive. Is a celebrity dead or alive? Barry
God.
Chase.
There's also
Please
that
be alive. Please be alive.
episode.
Barry Chase is alive, 87 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Must be badass
Yeah,
to
there-
like live
I
through
think-
that time.
yeah, I think there was like, there might be like one other like extra or background actor or somebody. Oh, there's a kid in that movie. That kid should be alive, but I don't think he's credited or like I don't know who he is.
Huh.
Yeah. Anyway, we could talk about.
Yeah.
Now that it took 30 minutes to answer one question,
Yeah,
guess we'll
yeah.
get back to it.
This is why we have so many fucking fan Q&A. Sorry, all the fans with the Q's and the A's.
Q's
but
and A's.
This one's from Captain Steve at Captain_Steve. I've always wanted to know what the opinion is of people who have been on YouTube forever and what they think of kids wanting to get into it today. How young is too young and what to watch out for?
How young is too young to get on a
To
YouTube
become a
like,
YouTuber. I recommend don't doing that.
You know, to be honest,
Don't?
like yeah, but like you got to just be sure that's really what you want to do. And to be sure, I don't think it's a decision you really make at a young age.
They
It's-
do polls at like middle schools and stuff, and like the number one job all these kids want to do is be a YouTuber or like an Instagram influencer, TikToker, and all that stuff,
Yeah.
Well,
which
it's
makes
the same
sense.
thing as like
but
what it would be
Yeah,
if
it's
it
like-
was like sports player.
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
star, blah blah blah.
No,
Yeah.
once you put yourself out in the world, then it's like that's it.
Yeah, but-
You're out
skin
there, so it's
for
like-
it.
But I think back when
So-
we were in middle school and stuff, it was like astronaut and all these like a more variety of jobs. Now it's all the same. Of course, that makes sense because as a YouTuber or TikTok person, you can do a million things. You can be the Vagrant Holiday guy, or you can do what we do, or you can do well. If you're young, you're not doing what we do, but yeah.
You shouldn't be reviewing what I'm reviewing if you're that young.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know,
mean,
Brett,
what's
what
the
do you-
age? I mean, I would think, to be honest, I would think like 18. Not that there's tons and tons of YouTubers who are younger than 18, but like, like I would assume like the parents would deal with like the financial and legal aspect of it. So it's like, sure, you could always sign off on your kid. Like, sure, I could put my kids in YouTube videos if I want, and it would be cute and it would be
Well,
amazing, but I'm not doing it.
Look what happens in situations like Daddy of Five or these mommy bloggers or whatever, where the kids are pretty much props, and it like or some kid like
They're
Ryan's
too
toy
young.
review.
Yeah, they're too young to understand.
Who you're 3 or 5 years old, and you make 20 times the views as Cinemassacre. Like what do you do with that? And
So I have a nephew kinda. He's like through marriage and he's one of those kids that's like he likes Fortnite and all that shit. And he talks to me. It's weird because he knows that I do things like this. And I know that like whatever, but 100,000 people might see this video. And
Yeah.
it's and my family, like it's a thing. Like my whole family is like really cool about it. I've always wanted to be an animator. So my whole thing when I was a kid, I wanted to be an animator and I wanted to do all this kind of stuff. And as time went on, YouTube became a thing, and I always saw it as the future. I thought YouTube was the shit when it first started. I was like amazed by it because it's the first thing that ever had where you're just putting videos out.
Well, the
You know?
first thing I did, it was a site called studentfilms.com.
I hated that shit.
Yeah, but this was
Without
before,
a box, I hate that shit.
This was before YouTube. So you would send in a VHS tape of your movie.
Yeah, I
fucking
did that.
Yeah,
God
I
forgot damn, about that.
And it cost money.
It did.
So, yeah,
Yo, I never did it because of that.
It was $1 a minute. So if you had like a 12-minute movie,
Yeah,
$12.
so
and
weird.
for a year, then you could renew it. But that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, wow, I could pay to put my movie on the internet.
It's an amazing idea.
Yeah, and people might even comment on it. You get like 4 comments or something
Yeah.
all year.
And
And
it
I was
blows
like,
your
oh my
mind.
God, this is amazing. Wow, like 4 people.
I did what you're talking about with paying to have like your movie on that website.
Yeah,
I hadn't
yeah.
thought about this in 20 years. I did that because I remember at the time I was like, I really kind of want an IMDb credit. And for a while, and there was a time limit for how long the movie could be on there. So at some point,
A year, and then but you could renew it,
And I don't think I did because it wasn't very good. It was like a thing I made when I was doing a video editing course way back when. So eventually, about 15 years ago, I think, or something like that, like my place was robbed and a lot of tapes were stolen, and that was one of them. But it is on IMDb right now, that movie is, but it's because of that. It's also on the Lost Media wiki page or something, this short student film that I directed.
That's cool.
That I barely remember anything about, other than it was pretentious. But I forgot about that site.
It's pretentious.
Man.
But I guess in terms of being a YouTuber or whatever, like the guy was saying in the question, aside from age, like he was wondering, what do you look out for? Like what are things like to,
I think kids should be trying to do it nowadays. I think it's totally good, but don't be a weirdo about it. Like try to do what you want to do.
You gotta have thick skin.
Like you know what the thing. Here's the thing. It's like the way I look at it is, people nowadays, I get the impression, think like, the internet is real life, and it's not.
It's not.
Because the internet didn't really come out. I mean, I know it exists in some form, but the internet didn't really happen until I was about 17.
Yeah.
So all those years before that, I never had the internet because it didn't exist yet. So everything that I experienced was just in real life. I'm going somewhere with this. It's very hard to explain, but when the internet came out, I think just over time, more people would just be attached to first there was chat rooms and instant messaging and stuff. You'd be talking. The idea of talking to strangers over your computer was just such a new and weird thing, and now it's so common. And now with all the different social media platforms that exist, people spend a lot of time on social media. Of course, I don't, and I feel like people have too much of an attachment with that, and when people are nasty on social media, like they take it so serious, like, oh, like this is like to me, it's not real life. It's like you could turn the internet off. It's gone. You know what I mean?
And you're not
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
can
something
dig it.
like that to somebody's face,
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
and if
yeah.
you're really hooked on it to where it becomes an addiction, like it could ruin your personality. And make you an asshole.
I mean, there's two sides to it because you can look at all the likes and positive things and get like a dopamine hit and
That
get addicted
too.
to that. But the same way for like looking for hate stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for it, you're gonna fucking find it.
You don't have to try.
With how, especially with how polarized society is, like you're gonna find it.
Yeah. So like when you ask what would be the things to look out for? That would be the first thing. Is like make sure that you're not gonna like take shit too personally when people are
Yeah.
nasty. It's
Yeah.
like first to go into something like that, you gotta really understand like what real is and then what's the internet, because
you're gonna take it personally in the beginning. You gotta you'll eventually you're gonna sit there and take it personally in the beginning. You're gonna, because I did. And I think everyone does. I think everyone, when you're in a position where we are now, where we've been doing this for a while, you've been doing it way longer than me, but I've been, in the thing. It's easy to say now, don't feed the haters and don't feed the trolls and all that stuff. But you know what? Sometimes you want to make that crusade,
Yeah.
and you want to fucking go, nah, fuck them. I'm gonna come at them and blah blah blah. No, straight up. I'm gonna be honest. As a person who has had internet meltdowns and things like that and all that, whatever, just don't. Don't fucking do it. Chill.
If it seems like something you might regret later, you probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah, you will. And just everything's fine. Everything's cool. If people like you, more people like you, then don't. Just deal with
a good
that.
example, I was looking at a lot of the comments on Too Many Games social media and online and stuff about Rex Viper and what we're doing at the event this weekend. And I saw comments of like,
which, by the way, Rex Viper killed it this weekend.
Yeah,
you guys killed it.
I heard people like, oh, we're gonna like boo in the crowd and chant this or that, or I'm gonna at the.
There was not a single person who booed.
Oh no,
yeah, because they're not gonna show up.
Everyone talked shit. No one did nothing.
Yeah,
everyone was stacked with. Mind you, I'm critical of our stuff, and we could have done this or that better. But for our first show, it was amazing. But there was like 5,000 people in that room cheering.
5,000.
Well, I don't know how many. 20,000. There's a ton of people in that room.
It was a big room, and it was full, and it was all happy people.
There's
probably like
everybody
2,000
everybody I met this entire weekend was so happy and so nice. It was always like, you know, you changed my life. You like, I was going through a hard time, or I went through like a breakup or divorce or something. You know, I lost my job. It's always something. And it's like, then I watched your videos and I felt better. And that's what everybody was saying coming through. Not once did I get one person
come up and go, you know what, James?
Yeah.
You suck, James. Like, somebody come up and say that shit. Nobody does that.
We got something close like that last night when we were leaving. It was kind of awesome, though. We were leaving. We were heading back to the hotel, and this lady goes like, hey, your content's shit, but you can take a joke, and I respect that. And we were like,
I get that a lot.
Nice.
Well, that's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Last Too Many Games at Too Many Games 2018, a guy drove up, stopped and went, denim dirtbag.
What?
And then drove off. And I went, oh shit. Why didn't he fucking stay?
Every once in a while I'll get somebody like that, but a lot of times the person, it seems more they're more like socially awkward, like they don't understand they're being a jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was Brad who drove by the way.
I'm sorry,
You call me the
I was loaded.
I will say there was a few people. There were a few people that came up to me this weekend that are people that have been critics or like vocal because I saw their thing and met up with them and stuff. And then afterwards, they were totally chill, shake hands. Hey man, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was great meeting you. Cool to like come to an event or whatever. It's like, you know, it's all. It doesn't matter until it's in real life. You know what I mean? Like you can sit online and things can stew on there, and that sucks. But yeah, you're right. If you keep looking at it, it becomes more real in your head when it really isn't that. I don't know.
Do you ever feel a little old because this is happening to us? Like when someone comes up and they're like an adult, but they'll say like, "Man, I started watching you when I was 8."
All the time.
All the time, and I'm like. Oh right, I am 40 this year.
Yeah, they'll come with like a kid to be like, oh yeah, like and the kid's like growing up. This is like a teenager.
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah, like you know, he was you know, being born back when I was watching your videos or something that's like, oh yeah. No, I've been doing this for a long time. Yeah.
Joey and Fat Chris. So, not making fun of another fat person, but there's a guy who goes by Fat Chris, goes to all the events. If you go to Too Many Games, you're gonna see Fat Chris.
Yeah, he's
has an
like
orange
a
vest,
dude.
Chill ass dude, good dude, and he has a son, and he's like, "Hey James, look at this picture of you." And his son,
he's the guy who's there every year.
Every
right?
year.
Yeah. It was so cool to see him again finally.
His son was like this tall. And then he comes in.
Yeah.
He's like taller than me.
I didn't recognize his son
today. Yeah,
I saw his son and I went, "Holy shit! This kid is huge. He looks like a teenager now."
He just graduated college.
We did have
so
like
weird.
We did
he
have
used to
like
rollerblade all through the whole place and everything. And I looked at him and I was like, "That kid is like an adult now." Oh my god!
But we had a 2-year break. So
it's
like,
weird,
that's
right?
true.
Yeah, but even then, like puberty is like a hit like a
you
brick.
go through like the changes pretty quick
That
during
kid's
that
gonna
time.
be like 6'4", dude.
Yeah.
He is huge.
But-
I saw that kid. I was like, he's got to be like, oh my god.
Like
it was crazy seeing him.
It's weird where people recognize you from. Like the other day, I was somewhere in public and someone's like, "Hey, I know you. You're in Rex Viper," and I'm like, "What the fuck? That's what you recognize me from?" And then today, someone's like, "Hey, I like that video you did about something," and I'm like, "Wait, that was the first video I ever did on the internet in like 2009." and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's cool you're here." Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing the show and I'm doing stuff for AVGN." He's like, "Oh really?" And I'm like, "You know me from something from 20 years ago?" I don't know.
Do you ever get like someone thinks you're somebody else, like when you're at a con?
Yeah, actually, so back before I was doing Cinemassacre or anything, and I was just like walking around, everybody would come up to me like, "Are you Alpha Omega Sin?" All the fucking time.
Metal Jesus?
Like, no, Metal Jesus. Yeah. So I wish I took more pictures with Metal Jesus because I met Metal Jesus when we went to Portland. Retro Gaming, or was it Portland, or was it
he was at
Seattle?
PAX West.
One of them. It was either one of those.
It was PAX West.
Okay.
Did you come to SoCal with us?
No, I've never been to California. I've only been to Seattle, and I've been to Portland.
You know which one you got to go to? You got to go to Comic-Con. You got to go to San Diego Comic-Con. No, it's like Marvel headquarters.
I know, and that's my thing is like those comic book movies and all that shit. It's like weird,
Yeah.
I would love to. I went to Wizard World
I've done
in
a bunch
Philly,
of
and I've
those,
been to New York Comic Con.
Yeah, I did that one once.
That was like my second convention ever, and but I've never once been. It's because honestly, man, like I hate to be weird about it, but I'm fucking so scared to fly. It's weird,
dude. Preaching to the choir, man. I hate flying.
I heard you. I heard
I've flown with you before. You did pretty good.
And I drank the whole way.
That's what I had to do.
Everyone sits there and they talk about it. I said it at the panel. My Wade Boggs moment. I drank fucking 14 double Jack and Cokes on the way to Portland. We went to Portland. At 5 a.m. we were all eating. Remember, we were like eating breakfast.
I remember.
I ordered 2 double Jack and Cokes.
That is the only time I ever had a Jack and Coke at 5 in the morning.
At 5 a.m., right?
Yeah, because you know what? You were like
it's 5 p.m. somewhere.
Yeah. Well, fucking what's the word? Infectious. Is that the word? Like, because you were like, yeah, let's get some Jack and Cokes. I'm like, all right, cool, fine.
Fuck it, it's 5 a.m. and then we got on the plane.
Well, you got to realize
the plane was delayed. Yeah. And then you were like, well, that means more time for Jack and Coke.
Yeah. So that was
nobody likes a plane delayed. Nobody likes that.
We got there and people are flipping out, like they're yelling. They're like, the plane. I'm like, hey, fix the fucking plane. I'm getting a drink later. Yeah. I was totally cool. Everybody was like nice about it. Like I was like I was like, fix our plane, please.
Like I'm holding onto my wife's hand on the plane and things like that.
You're
like,
fucking thousands of feet in the air.
It's not natural.
Right? That's what I say.
The problem with the plane was the toilet wasn't working.
Well,
and they said, should we wait? And I'm like, you're going to need a toilet on this plane after 14 Jack and Cokes here has to get.
Well, that's the planes. I don't like a plane where it's like because your routine is all off and you don't know when you're going to have to go. And it's like, I really don't want to have to shit at 30,000 feet in the air.
Yeah. I took a train out here and it was like a day.
How was that? Does it stop ever so often? It was like Amtrak? Like how does
that?
It's
Amtrak. Yeah. Okay. I had a layover in Pittsburgh. But yeah, it was, I don't know, it was about 17 hours or something like that. But a lot of it was through the overnight.
You know what's fucked is like, statistics wise, you have a way bigger chance of derailing and exploding than you do ever.
But I'm always it's like I know what all the statistics are and everything, but I'm still like I still don't like being up
however,
that high.
I'd rather be on railway because it's one of those things like look, because I try to understand what's going on. But you're fucking flying at hundreds of miles an hour in the fucking air. Yeah. Way the fuck in the air.
The thing that you're up in is rather heavy too.
Dude, it's heavy. And plus, if a train derails, odds are you'll probably be fine. Like the odds are for you that you'll be fine. Whereas you smash into a mountain, I don't know, probably not.
Airplanes are only like 100 years old. That ain't nothing. In the grand scheme of things, when you're fucking, you think about the fact that the world is 8 billion years old.
Yeah.
And flight is 100 years old. The fucking Wright brothers went, I'm gonna build a fucking airplane out of fucking paper and wood.
Okay, well then, all right, hang on, look at this. Let's see.
It was also,
and now we got fucking jet planes that
So,
are a
look at-
million pounds.
Look at all the planes that are in the air
Yo,
right
yeah.
now.
So Ryan,
Still scary.
How often do you ever hear about one crashing?
So Ryan sent me videos because I said I was like, everybody's like, hey, we're gonna send you there, we're gonna send you there, and I was like, okay, cool. And then COVID hit and stuff, and I haven't been on a flight since we went to Portland, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But Ryan was like, send me videos for weeks, like of how they build planes and how you can bend the wings and all these things. And I'm just like, I don't care.
I mean, I have watched a lot of those too because I've been trying to get better at it because my wife likes flying a lot and like traveling overseas
it's
and
one of
everything.
those
So I'm like
things-
trying.
It's so
Yeah.
dumb to be afraid of it, but I don't know. I just am like,
It's
Well, I mean,
nerve-wracking.
you're not dumb to be afraid of it.
no,
You're
no,
just,
no, no.
it's
I'm
just,
not, and I know it. And either way, if people
Yeah,
like sit
it's
there
just
and say,
that
like,
you'll be good.
yeah,
You'll be good.
exactly. I'm gonna get to where I'm going, and I'm gonna be fine because I have family in Ireland and stuff like that, and I've never seen them
Yeah.
in years.
Wait, is there boats anymore in the sense, like, aside from a cruise, let's say you wanted to get from America to Ireland or whatever.
I've wondered that.
There's not like, oh yeah, we're going over, like
Like a pirate ship.
like
The
aside from
Titanic too.
aside from a cruise, how many one-way boat trips are there over the seas that aren't for like oil
Imagine they
tanker
do
or
that.
something?
I would probably rather fly than do that, even though I would be fine on a boat.
like-
I wouldn't be scared.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I do only have so much time to take a
Think
vacation.
about a boat ride if you're fucking. So that's the other thing too. Is for some reason I would be totally cool on a boat ride, but like think of everything. A storm hits and you're in the water.
What if the megalodon is still
so
alive?
the thing is, you don't want to be in any situation where you
What
don't
if
have
you're
any
in, like,
control.
The fucking Bermuda Triangle, and you
I've
just
seen
get
that movie. I know there's weird
disappeared.
shit there. I don't want to sail through that.
Yo, that's like fucking Amelia Earhart. Plane went down, you get eaten by a fucking coconut crab. Sucks.
when
you-
I was
you
on
ever
the
see
train
those
though
things?
this time.
Yeah, they're huge. They're like the size of like trash cans.
Yeah, they ate her.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, she's gone.
Oh, it's
Coconut
horrible.
crab.
Rip,
Yeah.
rip Amelia Earhart. Eaten by a coconut
Maybe
crab.
I won't take a boat now.
A delicious coconut. No, I don't eat. I'm
Yeah, because I don't like boats. I mean, I'm not like, I'll go on a boat, but it's like not
don't
my
like
favorite.
boats.
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise or anything like
neither.
that.
Me neither.
We
I've only
almost
heard
did,
horrible things about them.
Yeah, no. We almost did a family cruise thing before COVID hit. Got canceled. So yeah, I don't know, but that was one thing where I was kind of like, cruise, like okay, I'll do it. But like the idea of being on the water all the time, like I don't know. It's
Have you ever gotten seasick?
yeah, no, I can get.
I have
I
once.
have as well.
Yeah, when I went parasailing one time, and that was fun, but it was like an hour speedboat ride to get to that point.
Gotcha.
And on the way back, I was feeling pretty nauseous.
Oh,
I've never been on
yeah.
a really, really big boat, but I have my boating license, and we go jet skiing like we did on the Jurassic Park one
I
video.
will say,
and
jet
random other
skiing
boats.
is fucking fun as shit.
Jet skiing's fun.
Yeah, we've done it a few. I went with you guys once.
Yeah, you're on like a water motorcycle. And
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's like
Just
it's kind of like
glides.
Mad Max,
Yeah,
but
Water
you're on
World.
water.
World.
Yeah. It's cool.
All right. This is from Blighttown Bimbo Foxist. If James was the mama bird and you and Kieran and Brad were the baby birds,
Okay.
which one of you would be more likely to fall out of the nest and break their wing versus which would enjoy being fed pre-digested food mouth to mouth a little too much?
Given the stuff I eat on my channel, I guess the food one would probably be me.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to gorge on James's vomit. That sounds pretty cool.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. It wouldn't be the worst thing I'd have after that 30-year-old box of Batman cereal we did once.
Considering how much you hurt yourself, you're definitely falling out of that nest.
I'm gonna just say, what in the goddamn is that fucking question?
It's a fun. What, you got a problem
That's
with
a weird ass
you were a
question.
baby bird who's rocking you to sleep at night.
Which one of you guys? This is the most existential shit I've heard in a good minute.
So you're saying
and
that Blighttown Bimbo Foxist was out of...
that's a weird fucking question. I guess.
If you were the three bears, whose bed is too soft?
It's funny. So I look at my email the other day, and it's full of like these ridiculous, like weird, like silly messages and stuff. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I realized the funny email video went up where I read all the hilarious fan emails. And
Oh, you stoked the fire.
Yeah, now I got like a whole bunch of weird like. So now it's like until I get through this whole too many games weekend and everything, and until I finally get to catch up and filter all this stuff out, then yeah, don't try messaging me right now.
Especially you, bimbo foxist.
So James is gonna barf food into our mouths.
No. He's doing
It's
that.
one of those
no.
nights.
He's going to be doing that anyway because we are baby
And
birds.
one of us
We
is
have to
gonna
enjoy
fly
it too
to
much.
We've
Dang.
just hatched.
Well, this is a weird question.
So fucking weird. I don't even know. Justin.
What?
That's my answer.
That wasn't a who. Oh,
Who said who would fall out?
Who would fight Justin?
Oh.
Fallout Boy.
Fallout Boy.
Oh,
We're going down.
Have you seen that? Have you seen was it Fallout Bird? They made a Flappy Bird mod that was Fallout Boy. Remember that? Remember Flappy Bird?
I remember
For like a
Flappy
minute?
Bird, yeah.
Yeah, they had a Fallout Boy one, and it was
You ever
stupid
played
as hell.
there's a VR Flappy Bird.
That doesn't
And
sound fun.
the thing that's kind of funny about it is you can infinitely fly because it's
Mm-hmm.
there was no I guess like whoever made it just made it. So if you hit the button and you keep flying, you just flap all the way to the top.
Maybe that'll help us out with our flying
I
issues.
used to just do it, go all the way up, and then I would drop.
Yeah.
It was fun. I would get real, and not for anything, I'd get stoned, and I would just fucking do that. I would just fall and fly. It was
that's
cool.
like I think it's called the Vomit Comet. Speaking of vomiting, where it's the plane that goes ooh, ooh.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you get
yeah.
0G and they film movies in there and stuff, so that it like you actually feel weightlessness, like you're in space.
Apollo 13.
And they
That's
just
how
keep,
they did it.
and
Yeah.
they keep doing it up over and over. This brings up another point about we're talking about theme park rides earlier. Have you guys heard of the Euthanasia Coaster?
No.
Oh, where it's like the guy made the coaster that like if you rode it, you would die by the end of it.
Euthanasia Coaster.
Yeah.
So it's a coaster that goes all the way up. One of the biggest coasters you've ever seen. And it comes straight down and goes through 9 loops that get smaller and smaller and smaller. Because that way they keep up the force.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
And what it does is because like when you're going down and you hit all those things, I think you're hitting about 10 G's.
Yeah.
So you're 10 times the weight of gravity's pushing down on you. So all the blood from the top of your body's going into your legs and feet, and your brain just dies. But you go through like such a euphoric it's like G-Lock. G.
Was this an action park?
Is this a real ride?
It's theoretical.
No, it's theoretical.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
So-
and how do you come out the other end?
Oh,
You
you're
just-
dead. You're dead.
dead.
And that's the end of
So
it.
it's a
to
roller
kill
coaster
you.
that would kill you. Then why is this even like an idea?
Because it would take lives with elegance and euphoria.
It's a dignified
So
way to go.
And John Allen, who served as president of the Philadelphia Toboggan Company, he's called the Euphoria Coaster the ultimate roller coaster, and one that sends out 24 people and they all come back dead. They love that fucking line.
It makes the next people in line very nervous.
Wow.
There's
you imagine
There's the
that?
picture.
Yeah,
Dave. You
yeah,
go
yeah,
up,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
you go down into like 9 loops or whatever.
What was the question again?
There wasn't a question. I just wanted to bring up the Euphoria Coaster.
Oh, well,
'cause
that looks simple enough.
Yeah.
Fine.
Amazing.
So they're not building this thing.
they should.
No.
Maybe
no.
an action park if they bring that back.
Oh, fuck Action Park.
Yo,
I'm just saying this.
I love Action Park.
If
It's so much fun there. Oh my God.
there is something to be said about euthanasia and people at the end of their life and hospice care and stuff. And if I can go out on an awesome roller coaster and you don't even know you're dead when it happens, and that
Yo,
is
put
sick
Grandpa
as
in.
hell. Oh, it says in there too. If it doesn't work, they just send you back again.
So what? It's like the electric chair. Like,
So what happens
he's
is-
still twitching. I don't know. Give him a couple more volts.
So you're on the thing. What it says is the design is you're on the thing. You get to the. Okay, hold on. This is morbid. You get on the ride. Sorry, it's not a ride, but you get on. You go to the top, and at the top it stops for a second, and you're allowed to get off. and be
that's
like, you know
nice.
what, I'm good. And then it goes down again, and then it goes down, and you die. But let's say you survive, and it comes around again. They're loading all the corpses off. You know, or maybe they don't load it off. Maybe they load all the corpses off, but someone's like half dead, and then someone has to sit next to them.
Oh my god!
It's like Monty Python. Like he's not dead yet. Oh, now he's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
But he'd be the only one to get the T-shirt though that says "I survived the euthanasia ride."
And all I got was this lousy
Yeah.
T-shirt.
Oh God,
I
this
love-
is so fucking morbid.
I gotta earn that shirt.
All right, see you next Tuesday, and happy Halloween.
See you later, and thanks for coming on, Brad.
Dude, anytime. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for dealing with this swarthy crew. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Cinemassacre Podcast. See you next Tuesday. Check out more episodes at cinemassacre.com or wherever you fill up your ear holes with podcasts.